All right, so before we get started, I want to know, what is your go-to modulation effect when it comes to guitar? Is it chorus? Is it your flanger? Is it your phaser? Is it your tremolo? Like, what exactly do you use? Because for me, if I were to answer that question, I would probably say none of the above. And that goes back many, many years. You see, when I was first watching my friends, when I first started playing guitar, tell me about their huge pedal boards, I was so freaking jealous of everything they had. I was like, I need a pedal board. I need as many pedals as possible. So first of all, I got a distortion, then I got a tube screamer, and then I was just looking online one day randomly. I literally looked for the cheapest guitar pedal I could find online, and I found this chorus pedal. It's still on my board to this day. It has never left. It cost me $20, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't sound good. And I think there's some $20 pedals that sound really great. I don't even really know who this pedal was made by. It kind of sounds like someone had just for the first time tried to put a pedal together and done the wiring and gave it their best first try, but it's not really something I would ever use live in the studio. So like I said, that's been on my board, and I think that kind of gave me this bias against chorus, and also just like the reputation that I had in my mind for like a chorus pedal. Chorus to me has been that thing that your dad uses, you know, right after he talks about the first time he saw Rocky 2 in the 80s and was like, that was the best time in history. Yeah, I've never been about it, except for when I noticed we kind of had this nostalgic renaissance back in like 2016, 2017. I started to discover the 80s really making a comeback in popular music in bands like the 1975, who would do a lot of funk stuff that I love, and they would incorporate a lot of these like big modulation effects like chorus and phasers and flangers and all those big words. And me being a fan of all of those bands, I was like, interesting. I thought I hated chorus. Even with someone like Bruno Mars' album, 24 Karat Magic from 2017, I was like, I see where this chorus has become kind of tasteful to my ear. I still don't know if I would ever use it in like a live setting or even go back on my previous promises to never really use it. That is until a couple months ago, right before I bought the Vox AC-15, just in recording a little bit more country and pop music, I started to find that tremolo, which might have been my gateway, is a really cool effect to use. So the other night I was just thinking, I was like, it might be time for me to really dive into the modulation effects. So I was out and about and I was like, why don't I go pick up a chorus pedal right now? Why don't I just go get one? I know Boss makes great pedals. I already used the DS1, the Wazacraft that I got, and our worship leader at church let me borrow his reverb pedal that was on my board for literally 2.5 years. Literally borrowed that pedal for 2.5 years. So I decided to pick this bad boy up. I always love these unboxing moments. Cue the music. I haven't even thought about where I'll put it in my chain yet. So right now I want to just go guitar into chorus into the amp and see what I can actually do. Even see if I can kind of like mix some of those effects. Like if I can put a little bit of tremolo, get some chorus on there, try to see like in a modern setting for something I would use, how I might like really get the most out of this pedal. So let's see what we got. So it's kind of like I said before, for this situation, I'm going through the Vox, want to make sure everything is mapped up right. I might put the tube screamer on once we get to like the lead tones. I might go straight in using the top boost because I love that, but I'm just going to mic it up here. I'm not even going with the compressor because I know I have a tendency to over compress. Like I'm literally just going straight in. So right now I just have my regular clean on, right? And it's just got a hint of reverb just coming from the amp. It's like... Gonna start slow, got everything at like 9 o'clock. Honestly, that didn't do much for me, so I'm turning everything up. All right, now I decided to put everything at noon to see if I can actually hear it, because before I just couldn't really hear that much of it. I don't know, I promised myself I wouldn't do this, but I have to. What you gotta do is, if you're really trying to get that like when you want to get super like 80s ballady, this is the time you gotta put on the top boot. I feel like a lot of Mayer fans are having to come to terms with chorus, just with sob rock and everything. It's like, you're kind of gonna have to learn to love it. So I wanted to see what I could also actually do with it, like in a mix. So this is my first time using chorus as not just like a background effect, but actually trying to make it like one of the main instruments. So let's see what's up. So, as a whole, I really appreciated this pedal. I felt like just going from a person, like I said before, who rarely used chorus or any sort of modulation effect, and I'm just trying to think of like what my future applications actually are going to be with this pedal, because for me, I think that I'll end up using it more of in a studio session than in a live session. Just playing at churches and playing blues around town, I think that it would help stand out in certain situations. But for the most part, I'm gonna keep this always on my board, replacing that other pedal that I talked about before, the one that I gotten for like 20 bucks, and just have this there in terms of like, I wanna spice it up a little bit, because even when you're jamming with a friend and you're doing like a 12-bar blues, that can get a little bit old. And when you spice it up even with something like a chorus, and in terms of like my overall relationship with just modulation effects as a whole, I think I'm gonna have to go one at a time. Like I kind of ease my way into tremolo. Right now I'm kind of easing my way into chorus and that sort of stuff. And I think in the future, when it comes to like flangers and phasers and all those other cool words, I'm gonna have to take a minute and go just one at a time. Like maybe next week will be my flanger week, and maybe the week after that will be my phaser week, but we'll just have to see. Like I said, I really like this. Would I say it changed my mind on chorus? Maybe, probably it did. Just having a higher quality pedal on there. And I think it was a combination of the pedal as well as the timing of, like I said a million times, me just getting more into modulation. Also, let me know how you use chorus specifically if you have the CH1. Like what genres do you use it in? How do you use it, and how often does it stay on your board? If you want to know anything else about how I got any of these tones or where you can find this pedal, I got it all from Sweetwater. The links are in the description. Make sure to check it out. It's the best way to support the channel if you want to do that. Or if you, like I said, you just want to know more about like the Vox or how I got any of the specific tones with the microphones or even my Logic interface. Other thing, I'm trying to kind of perfect my board right now, just kind of perfect like my tone and see who I am as a guitar player and how I can craft the specific like sound that I want to be known for. So let me know if there are any other pedals you want me to check out, because I got a couple coming in the future that I think are just chef's kiss. Last thing, and most important of all, like literally most important of all, have a fantastic day. 'Cause the jazz girls are breaking hearts.